Hey, what's going on, folks? This is LBThaRealist with Surrealistic Studios, Surreal News, where the real is surreal. And it gets more surreal, folks. We got a Chinese weather balloon that's been spotted. Well, has been spotted. It has been since shot down over the coast of South Carolina, and at first it was spotted over Montana, and it's supposed to be a weather balloon from China. It turns out that the spy balloon is part of a worldwide Chinese surveillance program meant to evade radar. This is a report coming from Forbes, so let's go ahead and dig into this one right here, folks. I think this is pretty interesting, and let's see what it has to say. So, the suspected Chinese surveillance balloon shot down Saturday afternoon by U.S. fighter jets over Myrtle Beach, South Kakalaki, or South Carolina, is part of a worldwide Chinese program to spy on military bases around the world, according to U.S. officials who spoke to the New York Times. All right, so things are heating up here. Tensions. Although Chinese officials claimed the balloons, which were first spotted over Billings, Montana last week, was a civilian weather project that drifted astray in westerly winds, U.S. officials speaking on background told the Times it was actually part of a Chinese surveillance program used to evade detection by radar. Okay, by radar. So maybe, you know, people saw it, but it was undetected by radar. So you can see it with your naked eye, but the radar part, I get it. All right, so officials say the massive balloon can drift in more irregular patterns determined by the wind as opposed to a satellite and can evade radar detection even though it hovered much closer to the Earth at an altitude of about 60,000 feet. Okay, I see. They could also provide clearer imagery. Then they could also provide clearer imagery than satellites and pick up signals from the ground that satellites are too far to perceive, according to officials who were not named. The balloon spotted last week, however, was only the latest one spotted by U.S. officials, the Washington Post reported, following a string of others that had collected surveillance information from more than 12 other countries over 5 continents. Wow. Three. Tres. That's how many suspected Chinese surveillance balloons were undetected during the Trump administration, according to Pentagon officials, although former President Donald Trump denied it, telling Fox News Digital it would never have happened because Beijing respected us greatly during his presidency. Rather than being labeled as foreign surveillance balloons, however, they were classified as unidentified aerial phenomena, the new classification for UFOs. Last weekend, another balloon was spotted over Costa Rica before floating southeast over Colombia and Venezuela. U.S. Coast Guard and Navy boats recovered the balloon after it dropped to the ocean off the coast of South Kakalaki, or South Carolina, on Saturday, revealing the first up-close images of the deflated balloon that had been roughly the size of 3 buses. Okay. And opening an investigation into the contents of the balloon that renewed ongoing tensions between Washington D.C. and Beijing. President Joe Biden, after numerous calls to shoot down the balloon as it floated southeast from Montana, had given the green light for U.S. fighter jets to shoot it down after it crossed over the Carolina coast, following advice from advisors that shooting it down over land could be dangerous for people on the ground. Seems legit. Why China would launch a surveillance balloon program. Jordan Chang, a senior fellow at the Gatestone Institute, told Forbes this week the balloon is undeniably used for spying, reiterating a claim made by officials at the Pentagon and adding it could be a trial for China to see how U.S. officials would react to having a foreign spy balloon overhead. Officials have condemned it as a violation of airspace. He also told Forbes it could be an indication that Chinese President Xi Jinping, who has built up the country's military capabilities in recent years, could be preparing for war, which he said would most likely come in the form of an invasion of Taiwan, where China last year conducted military drills, including missile strikes. And again, this is from Forbes, so you guys can check that out if you so choose. There you have it, folks. So it's just a weather balloon, nothing to see here. Nothing to see here. Now, we all know that China's not the only one that spies. There's a lot of people that spy, a lot of spies out there, just saying. Just saying. So there we have it, folks. Leave me your thoughts down in the comment section below about this weather balloon that we have going on. And apparently, these things can just float in our airspace, and they're undetected by radar. So they're just floating around, and people are just, they could just, you could just be chilling in your backyard, and you just see a Chinese weather balloon floating floating above your head, like wild. I mean, how many other weather balloons are out there? They're always watching. All right, folks, leave me your thoughts in the comment section below. Remember to like this video, share, subscribe, all that jazz. Love, peace, and light. Until next time, I'm out.